Hey, hey y'all, I'm Elijah Henderson. Finally getting in the woods after trying uh, with some technical difficulty to get on here. It's just me today. Gabby is still in Oregon, and I just felt like going to Werewolf Springs and live streaming and getting some footage for a project. So we're just gonna be hiking today, shooting the breeze, and such. Hello, y'all. Hello, Daryl. We are just hiking and goofing off at Werewolf Springs today. Oh, how's everybody's day going? Mine has been very, very hot, but it's shady and overcast in here. So my luck has changed for the better. One of the things I wanted to do was, let me flip this camera around a little bit. This is Werewolf Springs, and this is the site. Well, it really was the kickoff for us getting involved in cryptozoology so many years ago. And I just, at all possible, I wanted to walk y'all back into the area where we heard those horrible howls back in 2002, 2003, something like that. And as the title said, just kind of reminisce a little bit. Let's see, where's it at? It's just a cool little thing on the side of the path here. I figured I'd show y'all. Don't know exactly what it is, but just some sort of little, something or other on the side of the path. Pretty cool. I seen a comment in there, why is it called Werewolf Springs? Its official name is called Hall Springs, but in the town lore, it is called Werewolf Springs because, according to the town lore, in the late 1860s, there was a circus train coming through here on the railroads along the back side of the park. Well, actually, it's probably maybe off in that direction. Anywho, so it derailed for whatever reason, and they were unable to recapture all their animals that escaped off their box cars for their traveling circus. And they caught everything except a male and female creature that was called a wild man or wolfman of Borneo on the manifest. And from that time, going beyond that, there were sightings of what people said looked like a werewolf over here and attacking people in the area, and there were some fatal encounters with it. There was a documentary when I was a little boy that we used to come up here and see, and let's see here, let me see if I can adjust this tripod a little bit. There we go. Now y'all can see me a little bit better. It's called The Legend of Werewolf Springs, and the Montgomery Bell State Park used to play it. And following us watching that, some months later we actually came down here and had something howl at us, but I'll get into that story a little bit later. But this is Werewolf Springs, and that day that we had something happen, it was me, my mom, my sister, my dad, my cousin, and my grandmother. We all came up here, and my dad didn't believe there's dogmen or werewolves or whatever up here, but he thought what was up here was probably a misidentified Sasquatch that people were seeing. And one day, when sometime after he found out where the location was, we thought it'd just be, I guess, fun to go up here and check it out. So I'm pretty sure we're getting close to where that howl was, so I'm going to flip the camera around. Here's the main trail, and I was like 5 or 6 at the time, so I may be a little off on location, but I'm pretty close. Off on the side somewhere over in here, there used to be some big tall grass, and it looked like it was mashed down, like something had been walking through there. I'm pretty sure this is the spot. There used to be almost like a little road of sorts that go through there. So let's, avoiding all snakes, let's jump off the path here and start going that way. You can kind of see there's like an old little trail went through here. kind of get back over there. There's been some storm damage. Spider web. Alright. Somewhere off over in here, there was a branch that was twisted off at about shoulder height. And it was keeping in character with a Sasquatch kind of break. You know, it was twisted off rather than it being actually snapped off. Yeah, this is looking closer to like what it was years ago. Going further into the woods here. They've definitely had some storm damage up here. Now, I forget exactly where it was, but it was somewhere in the general vicinity. My dad and family found like a half ring of turkey feathers sitting on the ground, literally in the shape of a half ring. My dad always suspected that something had been there with a fresh kill and were just squatted on the ground plucking out the feathers. That was his theory. Alright, let's go this way, y'all. Well, how's everybody doing today? I see a few faces in there that I haven't said hello to yet. Lady Raven Moon, hello. Roger Morris, hello. JD Smooth, PB Max, how y'all doing? Good to see everybody. I didn't announce really that I'd be going up here. Well, I was doing a radio show the other night and I mentioned it, but not really announcing that I was going to be up here. I'm going to get us as close as I can to where I remember going for when those howls started. You could hear it across the whole place, so I mean, I don't have to be exactly in the area. Shoot, I want to say it was like over in here somewhere, because I remember my cousin actually running out of the bushes, and when these howls started up, oh yeah, I think it might be over in here. She ran out of the bushes, and my dad grabbed her and said, "Stop running. If it's some sort of a wild animal, if it sees you running, it's going to come after you." Let me fix this tripod real fast. Okay. I'm going to extend out these legs here and stand in front of the camera for a second. Ooh. This should be roughly the spot where this took place anyway, if not the exact. But that day, we went up here. I already showed you roughly where the trail we walked in at was. And we got in, I believe, somewhere around in here. And the ladies that was with us had to answer the call of nature, you know, so to speak. And then the wind started to pick up, and I think it started getting a little bit overcast, a little bit stormy, like some bad weather was moving into the area. And that railroad track I mentioned to you, the train came along, coming down the tracks, and it started blowing its whistle. And when it blew its whistle, something howled in response at it, like it was howling in pain at the volume of the whistle. And I tell you, this howling was so loud, it would literally shake and it would vibrate through your chest. You could feel it. It sounded like an 800-pound wolf howling. And as I've said multiple times before, it was very, very frightening for me as a little boy. I was about 5 or 6 years old, and it traumatized me to a large degree. And I almost completely refused to come back in these woods here. And if I did come back, my dad would have to be present. I was so scared of coming back into these woods. I remember my dad and I think our old friend Jose Agostini and my sister, we all decided to go up here one day. And I was terrified because we'd stopped at like a little convenience store or something, and I think they got like some sour cream and onion chips, you know, like the smelliest potato chip there is, strongest smelling potato chip just about. And I was absolutely terrified that whatever's in these woods would smell that and come after us. That sounds ridiculous, but that's how spooked out I was of this thing. And I think it was like roughly right in here. I remember my cousin running out of the bushes. Seems like she went into the bush and like down a ditch and back up. And there's some ditches over here. And this is the first time I've been in Werewolf Springs by myself. I've never been here by myself. I've been here with Gabby before, and we came down here and rented the lean-to and spent part of a night down here. We ended up leaving because it sounded like there's people's voices off in the woods, and there shouldn't be that going on down here. So we didn't know if some sort of troublemakers were up here. So sometime, I think after midnight, we packed up and left the area. Hey guys, hope y'all doing okay, doing good today. I'm doing good, except I'm sweating a whole lot. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. It's kind of cool to be back here, though. I'd love something to happen today. That'd be wicked slick, y'all. Well, I guess that's this area. So why don't you say, I get us back on the main path, and we'll go hiking a little bit. I'll show y'all the lean-to, the springs that this place is named after, and we'll just hang out. We'll dish like a couple of gals on the Ricky Lake show. How about that? All right, JD Smooth, oh brother. Let's see. It's hot. Be safe. It sure is. It is very hot. I got... Darn you, stick. Looked like a snake. Anywho. I got some drinks in this bag here. Watch out for snakes. That is the last thing I want to see here. I'd rather see a big old werewolf looking thing coming after me. Well, maybe not coming after me. I guess it depends on the situation. I'd like to come down here and spend the night by myself sometime. I've wanted to do that for years and years, but to be quite honest with you, I don't know that I ever fully had the nerve. I think I might be able to pull it off now, though. For anybody wondering where Gabby's at, she is in Oregon still. Well, they were going down to California and Oregon, briefly in Washington. So she may be back up in Oregon, or she may still be in California. I can't remember. She went to the Winchester house and took some pictures, so that ought to be pretty cool for y'all to see when she gets back. Let's see here. I think we're back to almost back to the trail. And if I get lost out here, hey, it's a new adventure. Got my daddy's old walking stick with me. I can poke snakes out of the way with it or something. Wonder how many ticks I'm picking up out here. "19 folk in the room." Thank y'all for coming and hanging out with me on this beautiful Sunday. Those just getting in. I went to... One second, let me get back on this trail here. All right. Groovy, baby. Just went to roughly the spot where we got howled at when the howls were going on when I was a real little boy. And for those who haven't heard this part of that story, when we were hiking in years ago, there was 2 women jogging in, and they had one of them baby walking in. We see them, they're doing fine, doing that. I'm hoping that gets the eating of me. That's what's sitting. I wouldn't brother a lot of activity. Actual Werewolf Springs anymore. Not actual Werewolf Springs anymore. Not to say that there's nothing here. There's more stuff to be happening up here. Not a whole. Lost 10 people. Darn you, Signal. That's all good. So you go up that fork there, and eventually take a left, maybe another right, and somewhere around that way, you go to another cemetery. This way here goes to a lean-to in the woods. I'm out by the LBL, just passing through today. Good deal. Very good. Hope you have fun up there. Be safe going up there. Alright, I got 3 of y'all left. Y'all are the dedicated 3. And I appreciate y'all. Man, y'all, I do not care for this heat. My family goes back to the Vikings. We don't care for heat. No bueno. So Gabby did end up, while she was in California, they did briefly stop and take pictures over at the Bohemian Grove. So that's pretty cool. We went to the gates and snapped some pictures. Went over to Willow Creek. They may or may not have went close to where the Patterson-Gimlin footage was filmed. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to ask her. There was some sort of discussion about that. They went to the Winchester house. She's seen the Planet of the Apes beach. That was cool. Alright, y'all, we're getting close to the springs here. I'm gonna flip the camera back around. I want y'all to see it. Oh, and there's the lean-to up there. So, fun story. This lean-to, I guess a tree fell on it or something. And they actually had to rebuild it. I'm hoping to take some of this footage and put together a big Montgomery Bell video of just kind of our things we've done out here before and different sightings and whatnot. Just our history with this area video. But I will include a picture of the old lean-to that. It was longer, and the old one actually had bunks in it. Get off me, mosquito. What you doing? Little tiny version of me in front of that. And it will give y'all an idea of just how young I really was when those terrible howls started up. So here's the springs. That is the springs that this area is named after. And to my knowledge, fresh water bubbles up from there. And people used to come in here and I guess, you know, fill up their waters and whatnot. Now, I don't know how safe it is to drink because there's beavers in this area. So you might get beaver fever. Not to be mistaken with beaver fever. Nobody wants that. Little plane going up there. Alright. That's a stink in the air. Come on out and visit me, Squatch. I'm ready for you. We're gonna go up this trail here. It's been probably 20 years since I've been down this trail. My dad ended up, he stopped going down this trail on account of the cottonmouths that are down by the water's edge this way. But I got my fingers crossed that there won't be any there. Done some charcoal drawings here. Jesus, that's my main man. That's pretty. Harper 2024. That's a powerful statement. Very powerful. Okay. Let's go into the wild blue yonder. If nothing else, I'm burning calories today. That's good, right? So Gabby should be back, I think, this Wednesday. And hopefully we'll be doing some sort of streaming this Saturday night. Maybe, maybe not. Might take this weekend off and goof off with her somewhere. If y'all hear a lot of panting coming out of me, well, your theories are probably correct. I'm a bit unfit. But this is good for me walking. It's better than being at home and sitting down in front of the TV with a bag of pretzels. A lot better for me doing this. Hello, Sharon. Hello, Elijah and everyone in chat. We just saw you were live. I appreciate you coming in. Bigfoot Society. Hey, buddy. Yes, this is the Ernest Goes to Camp area. However, I think that was the Montgomery Bell group camp where that was filmed. But, yeah, they're very big on Ernest here. If you go up to the main office, they got like a little Ernest shrine. Yep, it's been about probably 20 years or thereabouts since I've walked down this way. It leads out to a nice view of the lake. Well, dang, I guess it was just that one spot that was real bad with signal. Because we ain't doing too bad now. I'll reload these comments here. I know Gabby has stories to share with all of us. I bet she does. She's having the time of her life. Only one way to stop being unfit, and you're doing it. I appreciate that, Library Lizard. So what's y'all's plans for your weekend? Anything good coming up? Any plans? I think I had some friends go down to Land Between the Lakes. I'm not certain of that though. I had a radio show last night, so I wasn't able to join in. We interviewed Chris Lang of the Charmed by Darkness documentary last night. And due to his schedule, we had to pre-record it. But it was still pretty good. Pretty good time. Real nice guy. Hello, all 23 of you. Now, we were down here, like I said, probably 20 years ago or so. And eventually this leads out alongside of a creek. And there's something on the other side of some trees splashing, slapping the water. Never knew if it was a beaver slapping the water or something else, but it was interesting. Oh yeah, this is going down. Probably about to get close to the creek. You know, if there was something off in these woods, it would be easy to miss it, because I'm focusing on the camera, I'm focusing on the ground, the heat, snakes, any number of things. So it really would be easy to just walk past something. Kind of goes to show Well, stuff like that's seldom seen. Are you down at Hall Springs in Montgomery Bell? Yes, ma'am, I am. I made it down here a little while ago. I guess we've been streaming for about 28 minutes. I was out in the woods. I'll change y'all's view again. Kind of help keep it exciting. Shoot, it's not going to be long before I need to crack into that cold water I stopped for. I did me mighty solid, y'all. On the way here, I stopped and got myself an ice cream sandwich. Mississippi Mud, to be exact. And it was quite a delight. If you've never had a Mississippi Mud ice cream sandwich, what are you doing with your life? Hey, little bridge. I don't remember you. Or maybe I do. Yeah, I think I do remember this actually. Man, it ain't good for standing on now. Golly, I forgot about this bridge. Stop for a second, y'all. Greetings from Tennessee. Hey, how you doing? Looking forward to hearing Abby's report on our trip. Sounds like a great one. You be careful there. I sure will, thank you. Good to see someone from Dayton. Beautiful area, creepy story. Hello, Tater. Library Lizard, can you tell us about your channel for those of us new here? Yeah, so typically, it's been a while since I've done one. I need to get back to doing one. But we make documentaries called Nightmare Nuggets of Crypted Terror, or we'll do sometimes one about a supernatural story and called it Supernatural Suspense. And we'll go on site to where someone's encounter took place. We'll go to the area where something was said to have taken place and do like a report on it and do a in-depth documentary on the area. That's the main thing we like doing. But as of recently, a couple of weeks ago, I started a new podcast series called Strangely Enough. And we called it Strangely Enough for the simple reason that if I called it, say, the Crypted Studies Institute podcast, I'm down limited to talking about specifically Bigfoot or Dogman. And that's what we do. And we have fun while we do it. Heck yeah. And we eat Mississippi Mud ice cream sandwiches while we do it. Or I guess rather before we do it. Oh, I don't want to wrestle that water out of my bag. Oh well, I'll rehydrate. I'm sweating. Give me 1 second, y'all. Hello, airplane. Nope, that's the wrong pocket. Oh, absolutely body armor. Sport water. Alkaline water. Not half bad. Y'all are currently getting the worst shot in these woods. Alright, in the strength of that water, we will carry on. Tally-ho. And as Stan Lee, the great Stan Lee, used to say, Excelsior. Ooh, thanks everyone for being here today. Thank you for being here today, Sharon. Jessica, body armor's the best. It's not half bad. That's some good stuff. We're watching back. I appreciate y'all. What areas do you investigate? I'm usually out most at Land Between the Lakes and down here in Montgomery Bell. I actually need to... Ooh, that's a nice view, y'all. Let me turn you around. Oh, that's pretty. Guess we're getting into the cottonmouth areas. Nice. And by nice, I mean not nice. I actually need to get down here and do either some night stuff again or camp, because Montgomery Bell is about to be shut down, or their campground is, however. And they're going to be renovating it for a while. So I'm just trying to be careful going through here, y'all. They're going to be renovating it, and won't be open till about... They're closing this November and won't be open till like November 2025 or something like that. That's crazy. Man, that's pretty. Yeah, sorry I've gotten all quiet on y'all. My least favorite thing in the world is a snake, and I definitely don't like cottonmouths. I'll go hunt a big Bigfoot or a werewolf looking thing, but I ain't getting near no snake. And my dad has actually been chased by the cottonmouths up here years and years ago. I mean, I get that was probably about 20 something years ago, but still, could be here. Land Between the Lakes in Kentucky. I'm actually in Montgomery Bell today. Not sure if that was your question or not. Tater LBO goes all the way from Eddyville, Kentucky down to Stewart County, Dover, Tennessee. I think he explores the Dover side, but yeah, I explore both sides. A lot of the time, or historically, your Bigfoot activities down in the south and your dogman activities in the north. For some reason, they separate like that in a lot of places. One taking the north side and one taking the south side. I'm guessing they're kind of natural enemies. Some years back, my dad interviewed a woman, and on her farm, she had Bigfoot and Dogman. One side of the woods, the Bigfoot would generally, well, they'd be over there. And on the other side of the woods, the Dogman would be there. And they never crossed into each other's sides. But her, being right in the middle, had seen both of them come onto her farm. It has been a long time. What do you believe inhabits LBL? I mean, I think you have Bigfoot and Dogman up there. I'm kind of interested in those alleged, well, I'm not kind of interested, I am interested in those rake creatures that people say they see. And you'll probably hear me one day going, oh man, I'd love to see one of those up in the LBL. You'll have some supernatural activity happen down there. I don't fool with the supernatural though. I believe that's all demonic, or, you know, if somebody's trying to ghost hunt, you know. I don't believe the Bible teaches that you go to heaven straight when you die. I believe you rest in the soil where you're buried, or wherever you died, till Jesus comes and resurrects you, as it says in 1 Thessalonians 4, I believe, that when Jesus comes back, the dead are raised incorruptible. And you know, there's verses when they're talking about Lazarus. I think it was Lazarus' sister was telling Jesus, Lord, I know you'll raise him up at the last day. Even the Pharisees believed in a resurrection. But anyway, I believe that any kind of ghost hunting like that is something of a demonic nature, impersonating the dead. And I got verses and all that I can back it up with, but I think any kind of true ghost hunting is really necromancy, which the Bible forbids. Trying to communicate the dead is very clear against that. So I don't fool with anything supernatural. All this cryptid stuff, I feel it to be some sort of a creature, whether natural or some sort of government creature or whatever. That's my 2 cents on the matter. A lot of people won't ever agree with me, and that's okay. Man, how long this trail go to the lake? Hey, this would be kind of a fun place to walk at night, though, wouldn't it? Rake equals scary. There are some spooky things, but man, they're creepy cool, though. Now, this is a tight trail. If I seen one coming up behind me or something, that'd be a little stressful. Oh, nice. Ooh, getting into more of that snaky territory. I ain't like these people on YouTube that like to go up to a snake and just pick it up. I ain't about all that, y'all. Is this where the lake's at? When I was real little, we hiked up in here. Had ourselves a picnic. And our good friend Jose Agustin hiked in here. Well, we met him down here. Look at that, y'all. Hey, there's some folk over there. What y'all get over there? Oh, that's pretty. I see somebody like on a... I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Oh, I can zoom in. Wicked slick. Some guy like on a little paddleboard out there. Yeah, our friend Jose Agostini, he used to be interested in stuff too. And he had some story of his own, which he's passed away, so they're lost to history. As you can see, the trail keeps going down that way. That actually leads back to Montgomery Bell, I believe. So as far as going down the trail, this is the end of the road for us. We'll go back the other way. Man, my backpack is wet. Alright, time for the big guns. Come 4th cherry line body armor. Let's see what we got here. Darn you, turtle, whatever you were. Lord says not to speak to the dead. He sure does. Wish it wasn't so blurry. My apologies. You can't really see it, but on my lenses, the glass is cracked on the back side. I got to get that fixed. I was fixing something on my car and had it in my pocket, laid down in the gravels, and well, glass and rocks they're not good bedfellows. I'd like to hear what kind of hollers you might hear over across this water real late at night. I don't think, well, my dad may have came here real late once. I can't confirm that now. The only story I've heard of the dogman and Bigfoot being near each other during an attack at LBL was the Martin Grove story. Yeah, his story it has taken off very well. I've never heard any stories of a rake actually attacking anyone. I heard one on the Supernaturalist once, but I don't think it actually, I think it was the Supernaturalist. I think it like knocked somebody over and stood over the top of them like on all fours, and it didn't actually hurt them or anything. Y'all could probably find that over in the Supernaturalist. He's a good channel, y'all. He's a real good channel. I like his work. It is very possible that if you get a hotspot from your wireless provider and bring it with you, you may have a better connection next time. Not positive though. I would love to get one of those at some point. It's on the list of stuff to get, but I need to get a little bit more established first. I'm happy to know you're a Christian. A lot of cryptid channels have a quite dark flavor. That is certainly something I'm dedicated to, being a Christian. Sasquatch Theories. Miguel is a Christian, and he has one of the best channels as well. This is Jeremiah Byron from Bigfoot Society. Jeremiah's awesome. I don't know that I've ever heard of Mr. Miguel before, but Jeremiah's a cool guy. That's interesting. Where in the Bible can I find that? Deuteronomy 18:10. I'm not sure if you're asking about the necromancy verse or not, but we'll go with that one, because that's what we were talking about earlier. Sorry if I'm losing energy or something on y'all. It's hot. Let's see here. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits. That would also be ghost hunting. Or a wizard, or a necromancer, for all those that do these things are an abomination unto the Lord. And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before thee. Thou shalt be perfect with the Lord thy God. So I truly believe, and that may upset some people, but that any kind of ghost hunting like that would be considered necromancy. Communication with the dead. How about that view, y'all? Let me turn y'all around a little bit. Isn't that nice? It's real nice. Bible explicitly advises against getting tongue-tied, against attempting to communicate with the spirit world, effectively saying, do not speak to the dead. In the verse, yes ma'am, absolutely. Let's get y'all another quick shot through here. I'd like to know how those people got out to the dock over there. I really don't know how you get over there. I mean, maybe this trail goes around. I'm not trying to be a creeper or anything, filming them or not, but... Well, I guess I'll start turning around the other way, because... I set my walking stop down it? Now we're definitely turning around because I can't lose that walking stop. That was troubling. I'd forget my head if it wasn't attached, y'all. Lord, help me find that, please. You know what? I bet I left it down by that bridge. So, looks like we're speed walking back to it and hoping no hikers have found it. Aw, yeah. No, my snake protection stick. Alright. We're just going off of Jesus now. These all I need. Worst case scenario, if I get attacked by a snake, I can launch this body armor at it. Body armor is a perfect weapon against snakes. You haven't heard that before? Looks good now, man? Heck yeah. Now I'm on the quest back for my walking stub. That's the last place I remember seeing it. My daddy used to carry that around everywhere. I'd sure hate to lose it. Kind of be like losing a piece of ham. That would suck. So let's go find it. We had to go this route anyway, so no harm, no foul. I'd love some Bigfoot and stuff to happen, though. To quote the Beach Boys, wouldn't it be nice? Better check for ticks. It would not surprise me if I'm eat up with them. Somewhere along here is where it was on this trail that we heard whatever that was slapping the water. I'm not going to say that was anything. It may have been a beaver, but I always thought it was interesting. Yeah, they were really bad this year. I've gotten a little bit on me this year when we went to Land Between the Lakes a time or two. Well, my battery percent is 52%. That's not too bad. Oh, my grandma wrote me, "Are you going down to Werewolf Springs today?" I guess I need to write her back soon. I got out here fairly late. I had some things I had to do at the house, and, well, let's face it, it's Sunday. You can get pretty lazy on a day off of work. Yeah. I wouldn't mind coming down here with some researchers one of these nights. Seeing if we can get into anything. Only problem down here, you have to rent the Werewolf Springs lean-to for like $17, I think, $17.99. Or hike in about 3 miles. And then if you rent the lean-to, you can only come in like one car, because if you park at that front gate, you'll get towed away. After sunset, of course. Why is the quality so bad? I may have bad signal, and also, I don't know, maybe there's something on the lens. On the back side of the other facing camera, and the lens is cracked real bad, or the glass on it. Let's get you another shot this way. How's that for a slice of fried gold? So anybody that's down here in this area, go see the Creation Museum. David Reeves, he's got a really great creation science museum up here for, creation versus evolution. Really good place. I'm actually planning to, in August, go down there. They do a free lecture like once a month, and they record it, put it on their streaming channel. Oh, right close to the water again. Stay away from me, snakes. All right. And they eventually put it on DVD. I went to the one, I think, last month, and it was really good. And this one coming up in August, they've got an ex-astronaut from NASA going to be presenting a lecture on creation. So that ought to be a good time. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Ah, back in baby's arms. Look at that. I ain't gonna set you down frivolously now. Oh, man. I'm gonna put this body armor back in my bag, y'all. Shoot, when I get back to the car, I'm calling it. Or, well, I'm sort of calling it in the way that I'm gonna start walking back to my car. It's hot, y'all. Oh. I'm gonna stop here for a second while I do my thing. There we go. Wonder where that used to lead across to. I do actually remember seeing it now. This bridge here, I mean. Body armor is gone. Is that thunder? Shoot, it'd kind of be nice if it rained right now. Cool me down for a few minutes. Oh yeah, bring the rain, baby. Yes. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but doesn't sometimes cryptid activity kind of flare up in around storms and such? Am I correct in that? Walking stub in hand. Phone in hand. Let's boogie. Back on the trail. Oh yeah, the wind's picking up. Now, the dream. Thank you very much. I got it here. I appreciate you, Daryl. It would be the best thing ever if the train came through and blew its whistle. Not that anything would howl, but I'd just love to hear it down here again. I think I heard it maybe last time I was here, but I like it. Brings back memories. Ooh, it's getting nice out here, y'all. Y'all see how dark it's getting? Tripping on stuff. Oh, thank you everybody who's stuck around with me while I'm sweating my tail off. Oh no, it's all uphill now. I'll be back with y'all in 1 second. Oh boy. Y'all hear that thunder in the background? So one of these cemeteries down here, I don't know if it's the one off in the woods or if it's the Hall Springs Cemetery that's up by the road. But when my dad was in construction in this county years ago, one of them told him something like either on a full moon or at midnight you could see a werewolf crossing across the cemetery. Whether that's true, I don't know. It's probably based on one person seeing what was down here, and it just happened to be over there. Yeah, it's getting kind of dark, y'all. Let me flip you around here. Might be a little hard for y'all to tell. That was my alarm going off. I don't know if the phone picked that up or not, but that's what that was. Oh man, that's a mighty hill. Okay, we're gonna run up this one. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. Dogman alarm? No, more like an alarm I'd set so I could take a nap and wake up before I had to do a radio show. Not exciting. Seems like the nap wasn't even very good. Oh, there's the lean-to. And I'm gonna sit down for a second. I'd like to come back down here and spend the night in this thing. It's not expensive. So glad you found your pop stick. Man, I sure am too. This thing's probably as old as I am. He is a wilderness survivalist, or rather he was very interested in the subject. So you can see he's had paracord wrapped around it in case he was ever out somewhere and got lost. He was one of those people that go on a trip and pack too many things, which is not a bad thing, but he'd pack way too much. But if we got into trouble and lost out on vacation or something, he could have relaunched society from the car. To a certain degree, we still try to practice that. Oh, zooey, man, I've gotten red. Am I camping? No, too hot for doing that. Golly, I'd like to get back out and do some camping soon, though. But it is way too humid right now. Let's see here. I don't know if, well, I might mess up the stream. I was gonna look and see what the real feel here was today. It's I think it's in the 90s or higher. Something. Stay hydrated. I'm trying to. Finished a body armor, and I got water in my bag. I'll probably down some more of that when I get back to the car and whatnot. It would be very nice if it rained, though. I really would love to get back down here and do some night stuff, though. It's kind of challenging when you got to make the reservation. You got to pre-plan it. You can't just come down here to specifically Werewolf Springs and just say, I got some time tonight, I'm going to go down here. All has to be done in advance. There's the stink again. If y'all remember when I was back down here at the springs, I was talking about some sort of a stink. I wonder if something's dead over here. Anywho. Let's see what's in the chat there. I would love camping there. It's gorgeous. We camped the night down here. Me, Mom, Dad, sister, and our good friend Nathan Davis. Some years back, and it came a terrible downpour down here that night. Oh, my hat's kind of tearing up on me. Well, that's no good. But yeah, it was a terrible downpour, and we had sleeping bags. I think it was the other lean-to before this one. Though, because as I showed y'all, this is actually going to be me talking about other places too, places in Montgomery Bell, and just our history here and sightings and whatnot. I'll show y'all a picture of the lean-to like it used to be like 20 years ago, when I was like, yay, big, like that tiny. When I was a teenager, I think it was when I was still a teenager, I'd go to restaurants and they were still trying to give me the little baby cup at the restaurants. I was tiny. I tried to be a good guy. I'm blow winds, blow. I'm over here like y'all remember Bram Stoker's Dracula with Gary Oldman? He was up on that tower going, blow, blow, trying to control the winds. That's how I feel. Blow winds. Always take tarps. I tried to, and then you can kind of cover up the front side of this thing. That's what we did that first time. And it was a little spooky, sleeping down here at night. You would imagine something like coming by and pulling back the tarp and kind of peeking in at you. I guess I haven't mentioned this stream, but my dad and Mr. Nathan Davis, they seen 3 Sasquatch down here, but it was in the main part of the park. It wasn't down in Werewolf Springs. My dad always described it looking like, I probably won't see it in this video because I'd have to drive all the way back around to the main part of the park, but when I get this turned into a video, y'all will see in that. In Montgomery Bell, there's a stone bridge, and it's got some big hollow gaps underneath it. There was 2 on top of that bridge, and 1 underneath, and it would kind of peek in and peek out back and forth and watch them. But Dad used to say that the 2 on top of the bridge looked like a couple of Chewbacca's walking in the mist, because there's like a real fine mist going that night. The real sad thing, though, is that I had opportunity to go that night, but I was still so terrified of Sasquatch. He wasn't going to get me down here. Not at all. I kick myself in the pants for that now, because I could have seen Bigfoot that night. Alright, the rain should be past Whitehall by 4:40 p.m. Shoot, I hope I get some rain here. Cool me down a little bit. There's y'all one final shot of that place as I'm walking away from it. That'd make some real good camping for somebody. Now here's something y'all find funny. I was goofing off around here one day. I think this might have been while Dad was still alive. I can't remember. And went up here and found where somebody had left a script in that lean-to where they were shooting a video about Werewolf Springs and the White Bluff Screamer. And they'd either abandoned their script, finished the video, and just left it there, or forgot it. Wonder if they ever got it up on YouTube. Well, we're in the final stretch of this walk. Man, I've been streaming for 1 hour and 10 minutes. Time just kind of gets away from me, doesn't it? Oh, that storm breeze, man, it's nice. Blow, winds, blow. Yep, I'd love to come down here and just see something. One of these days it's gonna happen somewhere. What was that? I missed that. Probably went off script when it showed up. Oh, wouldn't that be funny? Elijah's an awesome person. Thank you. Thank you very much. And as the Germans say, Danke schön. Hope I got that right. Or else I just looked like an idiot on the internet. On a place where I probably already look like an idiot. As I said, before we turn our, do our thing, go up there, take some turns, like off to the left, and then a right, and I forget if it's go straight. There's another cemetery off in the woods. I had a fella I'm friends with on Facebook. Oh man, y'all, there's some lightning. I'm seeing some lightning. Lightning McQueen. We need some context while that's here. What was I talking about? Oh, I'm friends with a guy on Facebook. He said he went up there and there was big scratches on the tombstone. Claw marks or something. We're going to go across the bridge as far as having the